This is my book, 7 Skills for the Future, and today I'd like to introduce these skills to you and explain how they can make a big impact to your life. We live in a world where change and uncertainty has become the norm. Even though we have all the information, all the knowledge, all the entertainment we could possibly want at our fingertips, our inability to manage their constant flow into our smartphones, into our brains, renders it useless. And it seems as if we are becoming more distracted, more overwhelmed, and simply unhappy. But there are skills that we can tap into that will help us live happier and more meaningful lives and deal with change really well. We just need to tap into them, nurture them, and develop them every single day. There are 7 skills. They all matter and they all overlap. The first one is adaptability. This skill will help you respond to change with grace, with ease, and we build it simply by making our comfort zones bigger. So imagine this is your comfort zone. We like being there, it's nice and relaxed, but you need to get into this part, which is your stretch zone. And we need to find opportunities to get into that stretch zone every single day. So just start by simply saying yes more. Yes to opportunities, yes to invitations, yes to maybe things that you might normally say no to. Try new things. Every day try something new, whether that's a new skill, a new invitation, a new opportunity to do something differently to how you might normally do it. And that's how you build that comfort zone and just make it bigger and bigger. And really, by the end of our lives, our comfort zones should be huge, but we need to build them every single day. The second skill is critical thinking. Our brains are absolutely amazing, and they can do so much more for us than we allow them to. We are bombarded every single day, every single moment with stuff, with lots and lots of stuff. And that drains our brain of energy. We need that energy. We really do need that energy. So we need to make time to think. Sounds a bit crazy, but we really do need to make time to think. So create space in your day for reflection, for contemplation. Go for a walk. Not only will that do you good, but it will give you time to think, for your brain to come up with ideas. It's really important that we create that space, because our brains can then do what they're designed to do, which is be resourceful, be creative, have ideas. So another little trick you can try is to routinize the first part of your day. So any decision that's easy, like what you're going to wear, what you're going to eat, how you're going to schedule your day, do it the night before, and then that frees up your brain for higher order thinking, for all that creativity. And it also helps your brain to do what is really important when it comes to critical thinking, and that's to question any assumptions you might be making about anything or any situation. The third skill is empathy. And empathy has the power to transform all your personal and professional relationships. The best gift that you can give somebody is the gift of your attention. It's really hard to give that gift if we are not able to be present and to be in the moment. Mindfulness helps hugely with empathy. So take 5 minutes every day to practice mindfulness. You can do it anywhere, and it can be on your commute, it can be wherever you are, but take that time to breathe and to bring yourself back into the present moment. The most important thing is what's right in front of you. So the most important thing right now is that I'm talking to you. Afterwards, when I go and have lunch with my niece, the most important thing is going to be having lunch with her and being present with her and having a conversation with her. If I'm working on a report or a project, the most important thing is focusing on that research I've got to do or that reading that I've got to do. But when it comes to relationships, that ability to focus and to be present makes a big, big impact. So the next time you have a conversation, you can really be there with the other person and you can be present with whatever they are experiencing. The fourth skill is integrity. Integrity is a bit like a compass. So this gives us direction to our lives and helps us to make decisions. And we can develop integrity by, first of all, understanding what our values are. What do we really value? What is really important to us? And how is that present in your day-to-day actions? If it's not present, then it's not aligned to integrity and to other people experiencing you as somebody that they can trust. Integrity is about being consistent, about doing what you said that you would do, keeping your promises, and just being that harbour in a storm. So in times of change, integrity is a really important skill to have. The fifth skill is being proactive. Now, whatever is worrying you right now, or a situation that might be on your mind, I want you to write a list of everything in that situation that is within your control. So when we're worried about something, we tend to put our energy into what is outside our control. And it's wasted energy. So that's what other people think, what they might be saying, what they might be doing, economic situation, politics. We'll put all our energy there and we'll waste time talking about it, thinking about it. We need to get our energy back into the things that we can control. That's our behavior, our thoughts, our actions. And the minute you do that, you will notice that you immediately feel happier, but you also influence these things that are perhaps not within your control, that are definitely not within your control. So focusing here helps with here. The other side of being proactive is to really be clear about your goals and where you want to go and to work towards them. The sixth skill is optimism. And you really can build this skill. You really can develop the skill of optimism in the smallest kinds of ways. So one big thing you can do is simply cultivate an attitude of gratitude. Be grateful. Write down what you are grateful for. Look back on the day and look for positive experiences that you may have had during that day. There's research that shows that people who are in the midst of the most awful, awful crisis that you can possibly imagine, or even not imagine because it's so awful, if they were able to look back on the day and reflect on a positive experience, could be a kind gesture, a cup of tea even, it helped them over the longer term to build that optimism. You can also plan for joy in your day. And they discovered that actually it's not about the quantity of the experiences, but the just simple things like having that chocolate, having that glass of wine to look forward to at the end of the day. Those are small experiences of joy that you can build into your everyday. And the seventh skill is being resilient. We need to be much more resilient to deal with anything that life throws at us. We tend to give up really easily. So a key aspect of resilience is building perseverance. And perseverance is simply being okay with failing, learning, getting up again, going forward, and being okay with rejection that might happen 5, 10, 15 times. But the reality of it is we tend to give up after just one rejection, maybe two, but very early on we will give up. So it's very important to persevere and to keep going and to keep learning. It's also important to be thinking about the network around you. So resilience, when it comes to resilience, it's really important that you have a strong network around you, that you are looking after yourself, that you're getting enough sleep, that you're eating the right foods, and that you have people around you that support you. These skills, so 7 and 6 and 5, optimism, being proactive and being resilient, are really strongly linked. They're all linked, but those 3 in particular are very strongly linked. So if you're being proactive, you're more likely to be optimistic. If you're being optimistic, you're more likely to be resilient. So these 3 are really intertwined together. If you think about these skills a bit like a professional footballer kicking a ball around, they practice for millions and millions of hours kicking that ball with every part of their foot. And they do that over and over again, so that when they get to the match, they are able to look up, not at their feet, look up, look around, be present, know how to respond. And it's exactly the same thing with behavior change. You start with really small tweaks that you can make, and you build from there. And as a result, you will live a happier life with these 7 skills.